Is it even possible to double your salary within 6 months? That is the topic of this video. Stay tuned. Hello, welcome to Enriching Beliefs. This is Karthik. Thank you so much for tuning in and checking this video out. This is going to be an important video. The reason being, here I'm going to be talking about what is it that you need to do so that you can actually double your salary within the next 6 months within your organization or even somewhere else. All right. So before I get started, let's go through some important concepts and then we'll look at what does it take for you to double your salaries. Yeah. All right. The concept goes like this. The first one, I just want to start with a disclaimer that, it's not a get rich quick kind of a strategy. You need to put in your efforts. You need to show up. You need to keep learning and doing certain things for you to reach there. And 6 months is a good enough time for you to hit this goal of, let's say, doubling your salary. Okay. And if you're someone who's really diligent, who's serious, who's self-disciplined, you can probably do it little faster, much quicker than 6 months, but it's not a get rich quick scheme. You will have to put in your efforts and it takes work. All right. With that, let's understand the first concept. The first concept is you get paid for the value that you add. That's what you need to understand. In any place that you are where you're either trying to increase your salary or anything of that sort, you get paid for the value. People look at how much value you are adding into their organization or for the people who you're working with, and based on that is what you're going to be given the next responsibility or given the next salary hike. That's the first concept. The second one being best known beats the best. What do I mean by this? So you can have the best knowledge, you can have a lot of great values, you can have lots of great principles and stuff like that, but if you cannot market yourself, if you do not know how to market yourself, if you do not know how to build your own brand, it becomes difficult for you to reach to that next level. So even if someone who's not as good as you are, but if they know how to market themselves, they're going to always be beating you. So this is the next concept where you need to understand what does it take for you to build your brand. All right, that's the second one. Let's look at the third one. What is it that's going to bridge you from the current version that you are now to the next level that you want to achieve? Those are nothing but skills. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about 6 skills, in fact, which is going to bridge the gap between what you are currently and what you desire to have. And let's now start looking at those 6 skills. Okay. Always keep this in mind. Wherever you want to achieve, whatever level you want to go next, it can be bridged with skills. All right. With that, let's get started with the first skill. The first skill being your communication skills. And you would have seen a lot of people talking, stressing a lot about communication as an important skill. Now, actually, let's look at why is it such an important skill and how can this skill actually raise the bar for you and get you to that next level. Let's look at that now. Okay. The first one being, people create a perception about you based on your communication, the kind of oral communication that you are going to do every day in front of them or with them, the kind of written communications, the non-verbal communication, all these are going to create an impression in the minds of people, in the minds of those who are watching you. All right. It can be good or it can be bad. You might be doing certain things consciously, you might be certain things unconsciously. Nevertheless, it's going to leave an impression in the minds of people who are going to watch you. So I'm not saying be over cautious about your oral communication. What I'm trying to say is it's a skill that you have to practice day in and day out. You need to know that the kind of words that you use are going to impact the kind of people that you're going to the words that you use will actually give an impression about who you are as a person, and therefore be a little cautious about it. And if I have to talk about the importance of vocabulary as such in your oral communication, it does not actually play too much of a role. In fact, the simpler you can communicate, the easier it is for others. So don't try to use all those jargons and big hi-fi words which no one can actually make out, and therefore they cannot connect with you. So keep it simple, be yourself, practice the skill. That's about oral. Written, again, oral and written are very different forms of communication. And in fact, what I realized is my written way of communicating is very different from my oral communication. The kind of the person I am when I'm writing, it's quite different from the person I am when I'm just talking to you like this. All right, so find your voice when it comes to written communication as well. If you just you can do a simple exercise. Just talk and record few sentences, just naturally. Don't read anything or something, just talk naturally, and maybe you can just type that out, the same thing, and see if you can actually relate it to your own written communication. What I saw was the voice that I have in my written communication is a little different from what it is when it comes to my oral communication. Okay, so again, it comes through practice. Some you will see like very straightforward in the written communication. They will not go beyond the point that they want to make. Some people are like, hi, thank you so much for sending this mail or writing this message to me. Why I wanted to tell you this was, you will see people adding a lot of other things before they come to the point, which is okay. So find the kind of personality that you have when it comes to your written communication. Non-verbals, yes, it's the gestures that you do, the hand movements, the kind of how you connect with your audience, with the person who's in front of you. All this comes under the non-verbal, which actually contributes to over 80% of your communication. The words that you use are just actually just the probably 10 to 15% of your communication. That's all people can understand with your words. But with the kind of modulation that you do, the kind of higher voice volume, the lower voice volume, the pitch that you change, all this contribute to more effective communication. All right, so these are the things I want you to keep in your mind. Maybe take notes and see which areas that you want to focus on and keep improving on that. Also, probably leave a comment below just in these 3 areas, which is that one area where you intend to improve within the next 3 to 6 months. All right, that's the first point. Now let's come to the second point. Why do people say that communication is an important skill? Just understand this one. You attract the kind of people because of your communication. The kind of, like I've written here, the kind of values that you put out through your communication, oral, written, non-verbals, the kind of principles that you showcase, all this act as a natural filter for the kind of person or people whom you are going to attract into your life. Okay, this is a very important concept of principle. So try avoiding those words which do not attract the right kind of people. For example, the F words. People are so casual using these kind of words, but I usually just try to avoid these kind of words, just because I understand the fact that it's very difficult. People I will start attracting people of that sort if I do this. Okay, so be a little bit watchful about what you communicate, what kind of words that you use, because that's what will attract people into your life, those kind of people. And if you are having better quality of words, you will automatically attract better quality of people. With the better quality of people in your life, you will automatically see yourself growing. And obviously, your income will grow along with that. That's the first skill, communication skill. Now let's come to the next one. All right, so next skill is something very close to my heart. It's something which I practice myself and I teach to my own students. And this is a skill which is probably more needed at this point in time, where we are going through so many things. The world has never seen this kind of a time before, and it's very important that you start acting as a leader for people around you and also for yourself. All right, and why is it an important skill that can fetch better growth in your career, better salary? Let's find out now. First one is about analyzing people around you who are in a level where you want to reach. For example, let's take a case where, like I have mentioned here, your own boss who's at a better position, who's earning higher salaries, who is probably at a better situation. I'm not trying to compare, but at a better financial situation. Okay, so now when you look at your boss or people whom you admire and whom you want to be like, instead of just admiring people, just try to understand what are those skills that they have that you lack. Take a piece of pen and paper, start writing it down. Just don't blindly look at things, just start writing things down. Okay, alright, so all I'm saying is, don't just admire people. It's okay to admire people. I admire a lot of them, but I also study them and understand what kind of skill set that they have, which I can study and get better at so that I can reach to that level. That's the point. Now let's look at the second point here. So when it comes to leadership, it's about genuinely caring for others, and also about yourself, because when you start caring for others, when people know that you value them, you are trying to genuinely help them, they are going to help you in turn. And don't do this with the expectation that people have to help you back. That will happen naturally. Okay, that's why some people are called great leaders, because they genuinely want to help others, and in turn they get 2x, 3x, maybe 10x in return from the universe. All right, so genuinely care for others. That's about being a leader. Third one, in order to develop your leadership skills, which can fetch you really great returns in terms of salary and impact, be a coach for someone. Why is it important? When you coach someone, you will also learn lots of things. More than that, you will help someone improve certain areas in their life. For example, you can help them be more productive. You can help them solve a problem by guiding them, something that you have solved for yourself. Help others with what you know. You don't have to learn 100 different things to help someone, especially in a kind of an office setup where you're working with like-minded people who are there to solve similar kind of problems. Just help them with what you know. That's all you need to do. And always remember that every leader is a teacher. So the soon you can assume this role of teaching someone, coaching someone, you're automatically going to be in that leadership position. And that's one of the main reasons why I founded this Leadership Impact Hub, where I help people grow in their career, increase their income, build their brand, increase their impact, and also become legends. So if you're someone who's actually looking forward to knowing what does it take, I leave some links below so that you can join my groups, and I'll be more than happy to serve you and help you. Yeah. So just be a coach to someone. Fourth one, delegating task. It's probably one of the underrated skills as a leader, leadership skills, if I can call it that way, which I did not know. I started practicing and I saw great results. Why is it important and how do you do it? Let me give you a quick glimpse or quick tip on why is it important. If you do not work on tasks that are of highest priority to you, are of highest value to you, you will never feel that inspiration and motivation in any kind of job that you're going to do. That's the main reason why you need to be delegating. Now you might be thinking, so you mean to say you'll just push some kind of task to others which are not important to you? Of course. Why? Those jobs might be important for someone else. For example, if you're someone who do not like writing long form essays or copyrights, what you can do is you can hire someone or have someone do this for you who has copywriting as a high priority activity in their life, who enjoys doing this kind of jobs. They will do better at it. You will offload these things and you can focus on things that are more important. This I really understood only later towards my career, and this is something which I also teach in my community. Okay, so very important skill that you need to learn, delegating task. Fifth one being facilitation, a super important leadership skill. which unfortunately education system does not even know that such a thing exists. Employment system does not teach you about this. I learned it through Blair Singer, who's a master facilitator, and I'm a certified master facilitator, and I'm really proud to have that certificate more than anything, because it taught me how to facilitate a meeting, facilitate when a group of people are there, and that really gave me a lot of confidence in just conducting meetings and being with people and being the leader in that group. Yeah, so this is a important skill if you want to be leader. With just with this skill, you can actually easily increase your income within wherever you are, or even if you change your job. Okay, that's the fifth point about leadership skill, facilitation. Let's see what are the other skills that we have here. Networking, underrated, right? Why? Your network is your net worth. I just want to tell you an incident where when I lost my job in probably it was my third company probably. When I lost my job, I was giving interviews and all that. Although I got a couple of offers, but I got into my next job without even giving a single round of interview. All I did was I went and negotiated my salary and I got my offer letter. I'm not trying to say that I'm super cool or something, but you can also do it provided you know how to network and master the skill of networking. And why did this happen? Because someone in my network knew about me and they referred me to this opening, and I was also okay with joining this organization, and that really changed a lot of things in my career. So that's a skill you need to really understand. Second one, why is it important? You need to try a lot of things if you have to start networking with people. I'll just give a tip here where you can use this to probably network with your boss and with his peers, his or her peers. What you can do is you can offer to be a scribe in one of their meetings where, the people usually do not like taking notes in a meeting because you will lose the focus of what's going on. It will be difficult for you to be in that conversation and all that. So just try this out. Call out your boss and just say, I want to scribe one of your meetings because I just want to learn what actually happens, unless it's some very confidential or secret meeting. I just want to learn these things, and if you can help me with this, I can scribe the whole meeting for you and I will send you the full list of notes. I'm sure people will definitely acknowledge, appreciate, and they will take you along. Yeah, try this out, start networking. That's an important skill. Now let's look at the fourth one, marketing skills. What is it about marketing that makes it such an important skill? First one, best known beats the best. You don't have to be the best at what you do, but definitely you have to build your leadership skills or any other skills based on strong values and principles, which I again teach in my community and for my students. But once you build based on strong values and principles, you also need to know how do you market these things, because you need not have to be the best. You just have to be the best known. Let's see what comes up in the second point. People buy you as a brand. How do you make people buy you as a brand? Your presence itself should market you. The kind of communication, like I just spoke about, what you communicate, what values, principles, thoughts, vision that you communicate, that all these things are going to make you as a brand in the minds of people. They'll perceive you as a brand the moment they start listening to what kind of communication you put out there. Okay, and just you as a person itself. And your work should advertise your values. The best way to advertise your values is by living them, as simple as that. So that's why it's important to know these marketing skills. Sharpen your look. It's okay to be funny if you're funny. I'm someone who's actually a little funny in nature, but when it comes to serious work, I'm super serious. I don't joke around or do things. I just put my point out, and I'll definitely have my voice when it matters. All right. So a little also dressing up in a certain way actually helps. people will start perceiving you as someone little serious about what you do and all that. Don't have to overdress, but be in that well, like kind of a tidy, not in an unkempt look and all that, those things. Probably it's a jargon which I used. I just meant be clean and be presentable. All right, fine. So that's an important skill that you need to master, marketing skills. Let's look at the fifth one, contribution. What kind of internal contributions are you making? As I spoke about previously, are you helping someone solve their problems? Are you helping your boss solve his or her problems? All these things matter. Are you participating in something which is outside of your tasks and job, and still making your like giving kind of a spotlight to your team, not just you. I'm just shooting this video in the time of Olympics, and it's such a pride moment for them, not just because they won a medal, right? It's because they represent a nation. So are you doing something which is making you represent your team? All these things matter. Internal contributions, external contributions. What kind of things that are you participating outside, and also showcasing your organization, yourself as an individual, putting yourself out. All these things really matter. Okay. Again, it's part of certain brand building activities, influence building activities, but try participating in activities where you can speak about something, you can be a keynote speaker and all these things. That really helps. Third one, establish your authority. All these things, the contribution that you do is in a way of establishing your authority internally and externally. And the more authority you can establish, the higher you can demand in your income, and obviously you'll have a higher influence and impact. All right, so this the fifth skill, the skill of contribution, and it's actually a skill not many know how to do all this. That's why I put it out as a skill. The sixth one being self-education. Find a mentor. That's something which many people lack. They think everything can be done all by themselves, although that's possible, but it's a tedious task. It's a time-consuming one. Instead, find someone who has already in this process of self-development, who has already invested a lot of time, effort, energy, money into their own personal development, and just be guided by them. That's probably easy way of doing it. And I realized it once I started investing in my own self-education, and that really paid off a lot. Okay, follow the path. Second one, budgeting for self-education. Ever since I started this, at least I've started understanding this concept of minimalism. I understand that it's not about buying things which are actually not essential, which do not matter at all. It's about eliminating buying things at the first place itself, so that you don't have to worry about cleaning the junk. That's one of the rules of being a minimalist. So be a minimalist, and I'm not trying to push this concept on you, but it really helps, because the more clutter-free you are physically, mentally, emotionally, in every sense, the easier it is for you to allocate money, time, energy for self-education. All right. If this concept is actually ringing a bell in your head, just type in the comment below and tell me if you are ready to understand a little bit more about minimalism. All right. So budget for self-education. Why? The highest ROI you can ever get in any kind of investment is investing in yourself. You'll never lose what you have invested. No one can steal it away from you. You can keep it for yourself. You can keep growing because of that. All right. So again, as I said, find someone who can help you out and invest in self-education. All right. So these are actually, I just wanted to mention this as a skill, because not many know how to invest in what kind of product. People just go around buying lots of shiny objects that are out there, and then suffer later in their career in life. but just look at people with whom you can genuinely connect with, and be with them, be part of their communities if they are someone who are building communities. All right, and what I'm doing now is a way of marketing myself. So again, that's one of the skills I spoke about. So yeah, so your next steps would be, I'll leave some links below so that you can join my communities, you can join my groups, and we can stay in touch, so that I can help you in this journey, so that you don't have to travel this all alone. You will be part of a bigger group who has this mission and who are driving forward towards their goals. All right, so now I just want you to think about all these 6 skills and just type below what is that one skill or a couple of 2 or 3 skills that you want to work towards for the next 6 months, so that you can reach to that next level in your career. Just type in below in the comments and let me know, so that I know that you are someone who's serious about learning, who's serious about upgrading yourself. All right, so thank you so much. Do subscribe to this channel. Do give me a like if you liked this, if you thought this was valuable, if you thought this gave you some perspective into the next 6 months that you can plan in your career. And I'll be so happy to read your comments and serve you more in the future. Yeah, so thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.